Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the cave as we are set for our second game. Before we get the action started, we'd like to throw it over to Mr. Bobby Cox with the Commissioner's Corner.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly update from the IHSAA Commissioner himself, Bobby Cox. Now for the inside scoop on what's happening day to day with the IHSAA. Here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Bobby Cox.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox. Bobby, it's fall. It feels like fall. It's football weather. And we want to talk about football in the IHSAA, obviously week number 9 of the regular season coming up. But unified football is something that you at the IHSAA, your staff, your member institutions, and more importantly, the student athletes around our state have embraced as a cause, and they have done a fantastic job. And it's going to be highlighted here coming up this week.
You're right, Bob. Our second annual Unified Flag Football State Championship will be held at Grand Park in the Event Center in Westfield, Indiana. High noon kickoff between McCutcheon and Mooresville, two schools that weren't even in our tournament last year and now will be contesting a state championship. It's part of the Special Olympics partnership that we have and of our Champions Together program that is really run by the students from the Student Advisory Committee in the partnership with Special Olympics Indiana. Our second championship, it's a wonderful program. We started last year with 24 schools. This year we had 37 schools in the tournament, and we know that it will continue to grow. And so we'll culminate the fall unified season with the championships at Grand Park at noon on Saturday.
You know, we've talked about this before in our conversations, and you know, it is, as you point out, a student-driven initiative. And I think you and the staff and everyone involved with the IHSA and the member institutions have to be overwhelmed at how the students around our state have not only embraced this, they have literally run with the ball, bad cliche notwithstanding, and it is an extremely important event for all of them.
It is, Bob. The reality is what we're trying to do is create a culture of inclusion and understanding. You know, students that attend our schools that have intellectual disabilities, they love their high schools just like regular education students. They just, before this time, have never had an opportunity to represent their school. Unified Sports and the program we do with Champions Together allows that representation to occur. And so what we have are students with and without intellectual disabilities participating together in Unified Flag Football, Unified Track and Field, which are sponsored by the IHSA, Unified Bowling, and Unified Bocce, which is sponsored by Special Olympics Indiana. Mm-hmm. Together we offer 4 sports where these young people can represent their high school and be a part of the mainstream. And I can't think of anything that's more important than including all students in the high school experience. And so we have been able to do that through these sports. It's very rewarding. It's the right thing to do, and we'll have a great championship on Saturday.
Bobby Cox joining us, talking about Unified Flag Football Championship coming up this weekend at Grand Park. McCutcheon and Mooresville playing for the championship. I have an occasion, as you do, certainly when I'm at basketball games in the winter, to be able to see some of these schools during their unified nights, and it's an overwhelming experience. It's so much fun, and it's great to be a part of, just as a spectator. But I can't imagine what it's like for the kids and the parents and everybody involved in it at their particular schools.
Well, all along the time that these students with intellectual disabilities have been in our schools, they've been told no, and now they're finally being told yes. And if you've lived that life where you're a parent of one of these children who have been told no their whole career, and now all of a sudden they're playing at halftime before 1,000 people in a gymnasium, and everybody's standing up and cheering, and these kids are out there making baskets and being a part of the festivities. I don't think any of us can really fully understand how important that is, and it's part of a bigger Champions Together program that we've been working with Special Olympics here over the past 7 years. This week I've had an opportunity to participate at a convocation at South Ripley High School, where they were recognized for being one of 14 schools statewide to receive the National Unified Champion School, a tall bar to reach 10 different pillars that the school had to meet to get this recognition. Today, the entire school student body was in the gymnasium to recognize these young people. They were the state unified bowling champions last season. I can't think of a better way to bring high school kids together and communities together than what happened today and what happened at South Ripley. And I just am honored to be a part of it, and it's very enjoyable and rewarding to watch it unfold.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox. This is our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA. Great stuff, Commissioner. Congratulations. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Bob. You too.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cave. Evan Borden here alongside Isaac Hayes as we are ready for Game 2. It will be the Michigan City Wolves versus the Riley Wildcats here as we enter Game 2 of Round 1 of Sectionals. It should be a pretty good game here, Isaac.
Yeah, it's just one of those games where, we really don't know much about either team because, I don't think either of these teams have came to the Cave this year where we were able to broadcast it. So, it'll be interesting to see, these unfamiliar faces from the Cave.
Absolutely. Always a little bit more fun. We're not exactly sure what you're going to see. I think we can both say that these teams are going to put on quite the show, though. We're fairly confident. As we will start, Riley will start with the serve here, as it looks like that will be number 13, Allison Pfluger, back to serve. As the libero gets it up in the air there, able to get it over is Michigan City, as it will go out of bounds. Riley will get the first point here in the first set.
And, those ones always hurt. The balls that, you hit well and they just go out of bounds. Those are the worst.
Yeah, absolutely. As
nice save there by Michigan City.
Just able to get under it there. As a big hit there by Riley. We'll get the point for Riley as they take a 2-0 lead here over Michigan City. And you're going to have to bear with us because we just got done calling the other game, and I could pretty much guarantee that I'm going to say one of the other teams, Laporte, or can't even think of the other team, Adams, at least one time throughout this night. So you have to bear with us here as Michigan City able to get it over. And just couldn't quite find it. She was searching for it, wasn't able to get it. As that will be the first point, actually, for Michigan City.
And, sometimes, that ball will just go straight up in the air, and you think you hit it at an angle, but sometimes it's just hard to find that.
Yeah, sometimes you just lose it, as that'll be number 3 serving for Michigan City.
And that ball's going to go off the hands of one of the Riley Wildcats. And just like that, we are tied at 2 in set number 1.
And that one just a little short. Tried to save it, but could not, as that does not make it over the net for Riley. That will be point Michigan City here, as they will take the lead 3-2 now. As that was a good serve there by Michigan City.
And a nice bump over there by the Wildcats. And it looked like a little misjump there, but the ball stays in bounds.
Yeah, that was incredibly close. It almost looked like it was into me, but the ref ruled it out, and they've got a better angle of it than we do.
Right.
As that'll be point Michigan City. That is number 3. Allowing me to find on my roster. Alexis Sparks back to serve.
And two sets there, and a little tip over the net there for the Wildcats.
Not only that, Isaac, but we're roster jumping. We got all these rosters
we are
we're
roster
going back
jumping,
and forth
baby.
to.
As that ball's going to stay in bounds.
Oh, looks like they're going to give the point. Oh, well.
Excuse me, out of bounds. Point Wildcat.
And a big hit there by number 10.
What a hit.
A huge hit there by number 10. That is Aaliyah Briggs.
You couldn't pay me to get in front of that one.
Yeah, just a little bit too much mustard on that one as it sails out of bounds. And a huge hit, almost blocked there by Riley, but bounces off the hands of the Riley players and out of bounds, so that will be point Michigan City. as it is Sullivan Buskirk back there to serve for Michigan City.
They're going to set it up here, and a nice hit there by the Wildcats.
And they'll get it over. Able to keep it alive, though, is Riley here, as they will send it back over. And a big hit there by number 12. Able to get in the air, though, is Morgan Kropp, the libero.
They're going to set it up here, and another great, perfectly placed
Put it
there.
right in the corner, right out of reach.
From the Wolves, number 10, Aaliyah Briggs.
As it'll be Van Bursick back there. Buskirk, excuse me, back there to serve. And a big hit there by Riley. Will sail out of bounds as Michigan City remains in the lead, 7-4 here. Good point there.
Nice serve there from the Wolves.
And a big hit there by Riley over. As the Wolves able to set up in the air, just tipped it over.
Nice
As Kropp, the
tip.
libero there, gets it over.
Nice block.
Yeah, they tried to get over it. I'm not sure if it was so much the block or if it was the net. I think it might have just been a little low, or it could have been a combination of both. But anyways, they were not able to get it over there, as that will be point Michigan City.
I mean, Evan, either way, it's a block.
Either,
It's either they blocked it or the net blocked it. So.
You know, that's a good point, Isaac. It's a great point you just made. As Morgan Kropp able to get it up in the air there.
Ooh.
That one had a little finesse on it, Isaac.
Nice effort from the Wolves, but that ball was hit hard.
Yeah, that was coming fast.
And I mean,
There's no doubt.
harder than like an Aaron Judge home run there. That
Oh,
ball
boy.
was.
We're talking hard there. That's hard.
Yeah.
And number 10, big hit. Goodness gracious.
Goodness me.
As that will get the point for Michigan City. That was just an incredible hit there. That was Aaliyah Briggs once again.
You know, these ladies out here, they're hitting these balls hard, and it amazes me how hard they can hit these.
So number 11, Micah Rue will be back to serve. As Micah Rue once again back to serve. And just off the hands of Riley there, sails out of bounds. That will be point Michigan City.
And that'll bring the score to 11-5. Michigan City leads here in set number 1.
Good hit there by Rue. Able to get it over there.
A nice hit there. I was tipped.
Oh yeah, just tipped the top of the net there.
Now, it's my understanding that as that ball, I don't believe it even went over the net, but I believe, to my understanding, that if you tip the ball at the net while it's getting hit over, it doesn't count as one of your 3 hits that you get.
Oh really? I was not aware of that. And that could definitely, I mean, that could change the game too. Is another good serve there from Rue.
I mean, that's just something I've noticed as that ball goes out of bounds. Watching the season where, you know, basic volleyball knowledge that you get 3 hits per side, as I believe Riley's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, we will take our first timeout here. It's been a pretty, well, somewhat even game, I guess. Somewhat even game as, you know, Michigan City leads 13-5 here.
So, Evan, we talked about it in the game before this, and, you know, it's a different game now, so we got to talk about it again. Tomorrow night, the backyard brawl, as the Mishawaka Cavemen will face off against the Penn Kingsmen.
Absolutely. You could argue it's the biggest game in Northern Indiana, the biggest rivalry in Northern Indiana, and it's going to have one of the best atmospheres in Northern Indiana tomorrow night. You're going to want to be out there. We're expecting an absolutely packed crowd at Steel Stadium tomorrow. So if you're coming, I recommend getting there early, as, you know, parking is going to be at a premium here. And, you know, seats, you know, it's the Mishawaka versus Penn game. It's going to be packed on either side. So
right.
we definitely want you to come out and enjoy the game. But if you can't, Mishawaka Network's going to be here for you with the live stream as Rue.
But you
Good
know what,
serve there.
Evan? For tomorrow's game, it doesn't matter if you support Mishawaka or Penn, or if you just want to come watch a good football game, come out to Steel Stadium and watch
Absolutely.
a fantastic football game.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't miss it for the world, Isaac. And it's always consistently been an incredible game, especially these last few years, so close. As it looks like Riley will be back to serve here. It is number 4, Lacey Hammett.
And that ball hit awkwardly, sailed out of bounds, and that'll give the Wolves an 8-point lead.
And sometimes that first hit it'll throw you off a little bit from, that's of course from my limited knowledge of sand volleyball. But you can serve it sometimes, and the first serve doesn't always go off the way you want it to. And what happens is that tips off the hands of several Michigan City players, and that will be point Riley.
And Evan, one interesting thing is that I kind of know how hard it is to be a volleyball referee. And I was a flag person for a game one time for a sand volleyball tournament.
Yeah.
And that's a really difficult thing to do there.
Yeah, I mean, any sort of refereeing, I think,
Right.
is extremely difficult because you're making, especially in high school, you don't have any sort of review technology. So the calls in potentially games are completely based upon your spot judgment. So you got to give a lot of respect to them, and you got to let things slide. When things aren't perfect. I know that it can be hard as a fan sometimes. When it's your team especially, and it could, potentially cost you the game. But at the end of the day, these referees are people, and they come out and they do a great service for us here in the IHSAA. So we definitely want to give them credit. As Riley serves. And a big hit here over the net, off the hands of number 4. I believe that's I think I got the wrong one. It's Riley. Tell you what, man, these things, that's Lacey Hammett. Right off the hands of Lacey Hammett, that was give Michigan City the point. These you got to do a whole bunch of flipping, Isaac, on these. They're not exactly, in order from which game is which. So.
Correct.
Oh, and just tried to, bop it over there. Not able to though. Is number 2. As it looks like it will be Michigan City's point. Oh no, excuse me, Riley's point.
They called that ball out of bounds.
Oh, did they? I did not see that. Isaac K is looking out, everybody. As we get it over, incredible save there by Michigan City.
What a save there by the Wolves. We might have something if they get a point here.
And way up into the air it goes, almost made a basket.
We've yet to see one happen.
I'm telling you, I've been doing these
but
games.
It's going to.
Ooh, and just out of bounds.
Sails out of bounds. Point Wildcats.
Absolutely. I think we talk about it almost every time we do a game, but I'm still waiting for the day that one of those balls goes in the air, goes to the basket. I mean, that's got to be worth something, I think. As the score is 15-10, Michigan City with the lead currently. As a big hit over, sails out of bounds. We'll give Riley another point as they are closing in on this lead. Now 4 points, 15-11.
And Evan, all jokes aside, I think if you can get a volleyball to go through the opposing team's net, you automatically win the game. That'd be so hard to do.
I think there might be some legislation that needs reviewed on that. That's pretty incredible if you do that.
As that ball sneaks in bounds.
Yeah, just a little corner shot there by Michigan City. As it looks like it'll be number 8 from Michigan City. That's Zena Fragman, I do believe, is the pronunciation of that name. And she was back to serve, able to get it over, and tried to block it, but could not as Michigan City, giving Riley the point. As they continue to just eat away at this lead here, 16-12 now.
And as she went up for that kill, it was almost that, she split the ball between the two Michigan City Wolves players that were blocking it.
Absolutely.
As that ball hits the backboard.
We're getting closer every day, Isaac.
We're getting closer. We get closer every game to seeing that
and
basket happen.
just able to tip it over. That was a pretty incredible play there by number 2 of Riley, Jasmine Watts, able to just get it over there, put it in the corner, and get the point for Riley. As this has been a pretty evenly matched game here so far. 16-13, Michigan City leads.
Ooh, and these Wildcats going on a nice run here. They're just chipping away at this Wolves lead. So
there's another example of ball placement there, just kind of putting it over in the corner where somebody had to dive for it, right in between the two players there as they go towards the same spot. Able to get it up, though, is...
And an excellent hit there by number 10 for the Wolves, Aaliyah Briggs. And you know, Evan, we've called her name a lot tonight.
Absolutely. I think she's going to be a key player for this team. One thing that I'm noticing is that, you know, it seems like every time Riley starts to close in, Michigan City just gets another point to kind of even things out. Is Morgan Kropp able to get a hit there? Watts gets it out of bounds, not quite able, was able to return it over to the other side, but didn't keep it inside the lines, as it'll be 18-14, 4-point lead of Michigan City has right now, as the serve was good and just not able to get it. Was Morgan Kropp close, though.
And the Wolves are just 6 points away from taking the first set from the Wildcats. But the Wildcat faithful in the crowd, they believe in their Riley team to defeat these Wolves.
Absolutely, and there we go. That's puts another point, just kind of gets these things closer. And we might be on our way to a riveting finish here, Isaac. I mean,
we might.
Both these teams have been pretty evenly matched, and it looks like as we're nearing the end of the first set, 19-15, Michigan City leads. Riley working on closing up this lead, as that looked like it could have been a big block there, not able to get it, though.
And they're going to call a lift here on the Wildcats, and that'll leave the Wolves with just 5 points to go for a set one victory. And we just want to remind you all that sectional semifinal and the final matchup we brought to you Saturday here from Mishawaka High School. If, you know, your daughter's playing on one of these volleyball teams, come out and support. But, you know, if you just can't make a trip out here to the cave, you can watch them live on the Mishawaka Network. We will be here, and we'll be live streaming them. So be sure to tune in.
Absolutely, as that was number one, Reese Shirley, just a little bit too much on there. Let it sail out of bounds over by the sidelines there. Are they called sidelines in volleyball? Is that a correct terminology?
I'm not sure, you know, but our assistant athletic director, Julie Fassett, she's a former volleyball coach, so she might be the person to go to on that.
Yes, if she is listening, she may very well let us know, and we could use that expertise.
You know, Julie Fassett actually grilled me a couple weeks ago because I didn't know what the antenna was on the net. I didn't know what it was called. So I just said the pole sticking out of the net, and you know, she didn't take that too kindly. So I learned that it's called an antenna.
Good back and forth here between these two teams. I don't know if grilled is the word necessarily.
Oh, she gave it to me. I'll tell you what.
I might have missed that, but good back and forth going on between these two teams. As they're going to say point Riley. I was not able to see exactly what happened there.
And, you know, as I say grill, I don't actually mean like she got mad at me. I'm just saying, like,
I get you.
She's making fun of me because, you know,
we all need some direction.
Yeah, because, you know, we're out here doing volleyball, and, you know, we're not the most educated people on the sport.
No, we're trying to learn. I thought that was going out of bounds. Michigan City able to keep it in.
And an excellent hit there from the Wolves. That is number 12, Ellery Dozel. But, whew.
That thing was going fast. That was scary if you were in front of that. 22-17 your score here. Michigan City leads as Riley looking to cut down on that deficit here.
And ball sails out of bounds. Point Wildcats. Oh, they're going to say that ball was tipped.
Really?
At some point, I guess.
Yeah, Michigan City they got the point, so.
And that'll leave the Wolves just 2 points away from a set one victory. And the Riley fans do not agree with that call.
As that will sail out of bounds, giving, I believe it gives Michigan City the point, but there we go. That is now reflected on the scoreboard there.
And set point here for the Wolves.
That's a good serve. Sails out of bounds. Will give the ball back to Riley for another point, 18-24. You know, this is a close game. Riley has a chance to bring it back here, so should be interesting.
This is a great game to be at.
This has been a great game. As it looks like number 8 for Riley serves. That is, looks like we have a.
Ooh, and a nice effort play by the Wolves.
Oh, that's number 6. I thought we had 2 number 8s out on the court. Kind of freaked me out.
That would be Evan, my friend. That's against the rules.
Is it?
Having 2 of the same.
I mean,
number out on
I
court.
figured, but
Yeah.
that's actually number 6 down there to serve for Riley. That's Taylor Smith.
You know, sometimes jerseys are just weird where you can't really tell the difference between a number.
Yeah. Well, you know, as we've mentioned many times, the people probably know at home now. Not the best angle up here. We're pretty high above the cave, so it's hard to see. It's a good save there by Morgan Kropp.
And ball falls in bounds.
Yeah, able to just put it in the corner there.
The Wolves are going to take set 1 from the Wildcats, 25-19 here, and that'll be 3 minutes between sets. And Evan and I will be right back.
You want to feel goosebumps? Then purchase a ticket to an athletic event at your local high school. You'll be making a lasting difference in your community. Buying a ticket to an IHSAA game or meet helps ensure your school has the funding it needs to operate. New uniforms, safer equipment, transportation. Your ticket purchase helps to pay for it all. You're also helping today's student athletes learn the life skills they need to get better jobs and become better leaders. Plus, you'll see them do some amazing things.
Whoa! Did you see that? Oh man, I think I just got goosebumps.
Me too.
High school sports. We pay, they play. Everybody wins. This message brought to you by the IHSAA, encouraging you to go to a high school game this week and help build a future that benefits us all.
As we bring you back for the start of the second set, Michigan City able to get away with their win on the first set there. But Riley looking to hopefully get their first win of the night here as it stands at 1-0 right now in set scores. As I'm not entirely sure what's playing out here on the... It looks like they were just making sure they were checking in. And as if it's not confusing enough, Isaac, that we're doing all these different teams, but at the sets they switch sides. So then you're used to kind of playing off one side, and you know this team's over here, and it just kind of throws you off. But Michigan City able to get their first point off the serve. That was, let's see, number 3, Alexa Sparks, able to get the serve and point for Michigan City. Again, this is the start of the second set. Michigan City able to get the win in the first set. O'Reilly looking to tie things up here. As Michigan City, another big hit over there. Gets him another point. That was number 10, Aaliyah Briggs. And, you know, Isaac, we mentioned earlier, we've been saying that name a lot tonight. She's really been a player for this team so far.
Right, and, you know, every time she gets up near that net, you know, that's really where most of her power comes from. You know, she does a great job, but... You know, she's really been the enemy for this Riley team today.
Absolutely. She's done a great job tonight here. As Michigan City once again back to serve, but off the net. Unfortunately, you cannot hit it off a serve. It must make contact with the other team, I do believe. As that will give Riley their first point here of the second set. That will be number 13, Allison Pfluger.
But a nice hit there, and that ball sneaks and bounds.
That was an absolutely terrifying sound. Is that she just really made contact with that ball. And I mean, that was just tells you how hard they hit these balls. As it looks like it will be number 2 for Michigan City. That's Sullivan Buskirk.
Well, the Cats got to get it over here. They do.
As a big hit off the net, not quite able to get it over. We'll give Riley another point here. 4-2 Michigan City lead.
That was number 1 for the Wolves, Reese Shirley, with a little bit of a awkward hit there.
And number 2 for Riley back to serve, Jasmine Watts. As a big hit sails out of bounds for Michigan City there. As Riley gets closer here, 4-3, looking for their first lead of the entire night so far. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe they led the last game at all. As they're just able to get it off the top of the net. Once again, it seems like Riley's just getting there, and Michigan City puts another point, puts it just a little bit further out of reach. As Michigan City now leads 5-3.
And you know, what I'm about to say probably doesn't make a difference, but something interesting that I just see down on the court here is that the regular Riley uniforms are made by Nike, but the Libero's uniform is made by Under Armour. And you know, that's the thing where you have those like 2 different brands.
Absolutely.
Where you have your home jerseys are Nike, and then your away jerseys are Under Armour. So that becomes that brand mashup.
Yeah, a little bit for sure.
You know, that's just that's an awkward thing to see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mishawaka's got it going on with their football jerseys. Currently, is the jerseys they have were brand new before we signed that deal with Under Armour. As I believe that will be a point there for Michigan City. Yes, as they will go back.
Yeah, and Evan, you're right. You know, it's just like that with the football team. But, I just thought it was interesting because, there are 2 different brands of jerseys, but they're on the same court at the same time.
Absolutely.
On the same team. So I just thought that was just something interesting that we saw here.
Yeah, that is indeed interesting. As it looks like a big hit there from number 6 from Riley, able to get it over. But Michigan City keeps it in play as they return it off the hands of number 13 and out of bounds, giving Michigan City the point here. As the libero, number 11, back to serve for Michigan City. Good serve as it gets up. Morgan Kropp able to return it back.
Nice return there off the first hit by the Wolves.
And a big here off the top of the net, tips up. And pretty good ball placement there, but Michigan City is able to get to it as they will send it back over. And another big hit here from number 6. And able to keep it alive.
What a play by the Wolves. And she hits that into the net. And then that was a great play there.
I think you got to do it.
That for this game, that might have been the highlight of the night.
I mean, that's a really incredible save there. Just overall, I mean, it's been a really good game here so far. And in the corner,
that ball stays in bounds.
Great ball placement there. And we do want to give a shout-out to our wonderful crew here tonight at the Mishawaka Network. They're doing a great job. We got Declan Quintanilla with us and Nathan over here as well as Troy. And we can't forget our cameraman, Hannah. And it's a little embarrassing, but you'll have to remind me of that young gentleman's name down there.
That's Joe. And then
I believe we have Tony under
Tony on the top camera.
Great work here by all these.
And, we can't forget, all athletic events here in the cave go through our wonderful athletic staff here at Mishawaka High School. Dean Hupper, Sherry Kaiser, and Julie Fassett. They're a great team here.
Absolutely.
And, none of this would be possible without them, too. So.
And, of course, none of what we do would be possible without, the Mr. Matt Rendell here.
Right. He's the broadcast coordinator.
Yeah.
He's also a radio and TV teacher here. And, just something about Mr. Rendell. He's a great guy. He just won Teacher of the Year this past school year. But, he makes it his goal to touch each and every one of his students' lives.
Absolutely, and he really is just an incredible man, teacher, just anything there, and it fits. As it looks like Michigan City with a big
what
hit.
a hit!
Goodness gracious.
That exit velocity is at least 100 miles an hour. That must have been harder than a roll this Chapman fastball. I wasn't getting in front of that one. Imagine taking that one in the ribs.
That would not feel very good. As just not able to get to it is Riley, giving Michigan City the point there.
But you know what? Excellent effort play there by the Wildcats.
Absolutely, able going to dive for it. And you know that K4 doesn't feel too good falling on it. I've got some personal experience. So it really just goes to show that these players are really out here to try to win and put their heart out on the court. As Michigan City able to keep it in bounds there. A big block, though.
Ooh, a nice tip over the net there from the Wildcats.
Yeah, it looked like it was there. We're going to try to knock it over, and it almost got batted down as 12-6 here. Michigan City leads. Again, I believe Riley is still in search for their first lead of the night. There's a big hit by Michigan City, able to get it over there. And it looks like Riley was just able to get it over there as the block was unsuccessful by Michigan City, giving Riley a point. That is number 4 back to serve for Riley here. That is Lacey Hammett.
Nice serve there from the Wildcats. You're going to set it up here. An excellent hit as that ball goes stepping in the air towards the Riley bench.
Pretty impressive to not only keep that in bounds, but put it back in play.
Right.
As a good block there by Riley.
And look, you know, I think the issue at that point there was that those two Michigan City players were right next to each other, both trying to hit that ball.
Yeah,
if there was just a little space between them, I think that second player could have gotten that ball and hit it over the net. If that ball would have gone over the net, that definitely would have been definitely that's like Sports Center top 10.
We might have had to send that one in, Isaac.
Yeah.
As it looks like I believe that's number 12. I can't quite see the number
That is
at the
number
moment.
12.
Number 12.
For the Wolves, Ellery Dolzin. Wow, what a nice hit, one-handed hit over the net there.
Yeah, it's just going back and forth here. Quite hypnotizing, actually, when they're just, back and forth here. But out of bounds that goes. As Riley will get the point there. It will be number 6 to serve for Riley here. That is Taylor Smith. 13-9 your score here. Michigan City leads. And a big hit by Michigan City and out of bounds. Right into the hands of our PA man down there.
He was unable to hold on to that one.
Yeah, he had a little Chris Fink moment there.
No, he had a little Kane Likes moment from this morning's pep rally.
Oh, boy.
From WNDU.
Yeah, that was another thing. Mishawaka winning the pep rally for WNDU to come and do it. And I believe we won it last year, too, so it was really cool to see that happen there. As Riley able to get it over. I unfortunately was not there, but I've heard some good things about it. I heard it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, Everybody came out early. It was 5:30. It took them a little bit. Took the students a little. As that ball is rocketed onto the Wildcats side of the court. But going back to the pep rally, it was a great environment. It took the students a little bit of time to wake up. Actually, 10th grade study hall teacher Clara Ross came out here in a caveman outfit. It was, everybody. she was really the life of the party this morning at the pep rally.
Absolutely, and an incredible block there. She gets it back. Wow, that was a nice block and return there by number 10. And she's still playing.
Number 10 still going.
She is all over the court. Goodness gracious. Oh! That was on its way to a highlight of the night there.
Yeah.
Number 10 would have gotten there one more time and was able to keep that ball in play. That would have been just quite incredible. But Riley will get the point on that one as they are 5 points away from tying it up here. Still looking for their first lead of the night as they were not able to find it back in set 1. Still searching for it back in set 2. But they've been close the entire night as they get one step closer point Riley, 11-15 here.
That was a really nice tip there by the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was a really nice tip there.
And that ball is going to get hit straight into the net. And Riley has cut the Michigan City lead to 3 points.
Absolutely, as it'll be number 8, Morgan Kropp back to serve for Riley.
But the Wolves will get that point back, and the lead grows to 4 here in set number 2. You know, Riley really doesn't want the Wolves to win this set because, as we saw in the last game, going down 2-0 is definitely one of the hardest things to come back from in sports.
Not necessarily the most ideal situation you want to find yourself in.
As that point's going to go to the Wolves, increase their lead to 6, and Michigan City is looking to get on a roll here and to get to that magical 25 number to take the second set from the South Bend Riley Wildcats.
Ooh, and just not able to get there. Tried to get under it, couldn't quite do it, as that'll add another point there for Michigan City. 19-12 is your score. 6 points away now from winning the second set, putting them at a 2-0 advantage over Riley here in the total. There's a big hit there by Riley off the hands of number 12.
And a nice tip there from number 10 for Michigan City.
There's a good back and forth here going on between Riley and Michigan City. And oh, goodness gracious, I think that's just going to fall out. Yes, it does, as that'll be Michigan City point. 20-12 is your score. Michigan City leads by 8. Oh, and looks like maybe just some miscommunication there on the side of Riley, as they were not able to get somebody there under the ball to get it, as it will be timeout. Again, Michigan City just 4 points away from winning this set. And, you know, Isaac, we talked about it last game. I think it only makes sense that we talk about it this game. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. in Alumni Plaza will be I told you I was going to say it. High school game day. We're not quite on that level yet, but, you know, we're working there. High school game day from Alumni Plaza at Mishawaka. It's going to be a great time out there. We're going to be making our picks. We're going to be discussing the big backyard brawl later that night. And rumor has it we're going to have a guest picker.
Oh, yeah, our guest picker. And you know what? I think it's safe to say who it is now.
I think we pretty much made the announcement.
Yeah, Big Perm from U93 Radio is going to be our guest picker today. And, you know, we're good friends with Big Perm there. His real first name's Sean. But I think it's only appropriate we call him Big Perm.
Absolutely. He is the man. He does the night shows for U93, and he was willing to come out and be our celebrity guest picker for tomorrow. So, I mean, it's going to be a great time. I can't wait. As Michigan City will be back to serve. That looks like it is number 3.
As that ball's going to go into the Riley bench.
Look out below.
And the Wildcats did not want to trample over a chair there.
They did not. I think most people typically don't. They're not real fun to fall on. And went a little bit past it, but she was able to get it. And Riley point here. 22-13, as their opportunity is just opened up to try to tighten this lead up here. Or excuse me, not this lead, but try to alleviate this lead here from Michigan City, as it'll be number 13 back to serve for Riley. That is Allison Pfluger.
And that ball's going to get tipped there at the net.
Yeah, attempted to block, just not able to do it, though. As almost a little miscommunication caused them another point, but they were able to rally there. There's a good back and forth here going. Kropp able to get it up in the air there. Oh, and just short. Whew. As Michigan City will add another point, 23-13. Now extends their lead out to 10. Just 2 points away from taking the second set.
And once you get that second set and you're up 2-0, it's almost safe to say you've secured that win.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think at that point.
But never say never, my friend.
Never say never. I think Justin Bieber said it best. Never say never. It's just you never know what can happen. We've said it so many times so far in the broadcast.
Right.
There's always the possibility
Right.
of a comeback, and I think that's kind of the reason people watch sports is those incredible moments that happen.
As this is the set point.
Oh, it
and
almost.
the ball's going to find the ground. Michigan City will take set 2 from the Riley Wildcats. We'll have 3 minutes in between sets here. We'll be right back.
Listen up, high school sports fans. This cheer's for you.
You're number one! You're number one!
Why all the love? Why do we think you're number one?
Because as high school athletes, we know there is no us without you.
We know that when you buy a ticket to see an IHSAA game or meet, you're helping pay for new uniforms, safer equipment, or even a bus ride to the game.
But we also know what you're really saying is, I believe in you. I believe you could be somebody.
When you think about all of the opportunities your attendance at an IHSAA athletic event creates,
And the fact that you paid for your ticket,
well, fantastic doesn't begin to describe how we feel about you.
high school sports,
You pay,
we play.
everybody wins.
This message brought to you by the IHSAA, encouraging you to go to a high school game this week and help build a future that benefits us all. What's included in the price of a ticket when you attend a high school athletic event? For starters, greater opportunities for our kids.
And here comes Lopez. He dribbles, fakes, shoots, and scores! A high-paying job!
Putting today's young people on the pathway to success, inspiring them to never give up, encouraging them to always do their best, teaching them how to be better leaders. It's all included in the price of admission when you go to an IHSAA athletic event. All you have to do is buy a ticket.
I can do that.
High school sports. We pay, they play, everybody wins. This message brought to you by the IHSAA, encouraging you to go to a high school game this week and help build a future that benefits us all.
Oh, my goodness!
As we are back for the start of the third set here in this matchup, Michigan City versus Riley. It's been quite a game so far, Isaac.
Yeah, it has. Even though the score reads different, Michigan City's up 2-0, but both these first two sets they've been pretty competitive, and they've been pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a blast to watch these teams. As we said, it was kind of two unknowns, at least to us, coming in here,
Right.
Playing, and they've put on quite the show so far. As Riley has been just right in every single time, not really getting blown out at all in either game. They're right on the cusp, so it's going to be interesting, to see if they're going to be able to pull it off here tonight with the third set here. That is number 13 back to serve for Riley as we start this third set. And a big hit there right off the hands, nearly takes out the referee down there. Glad he dodged that. as that'll put Michigan City up.
I'll tell you what, Evan, these referees have a lot more courage than I do.
I tell you what, I think they developed. I really do think they developed some sort of matrix move.
I'll tell you what, get in front of that volleyball that's coming at you that hard. That's scary me.
Certainly not fun, and again, just a testament to how physical this game of volleyball can be. And it looks like a big hit. Oh, and over, and just off the hands of number 6, I believe, of Riley.
And that one hit the referee off the bounce.
Absolutely, he wasn't able to dodge that one, but I guess it happens. You can't win them all, Isaac. You can't win them all.
And people say that some sports aren't like a contact sport, but like it's like making contact with another person while playing a sport's inevitable. Honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And
like people can make the case that volleyball is a contact sport because you have those 6 people in that closed amount of space.
Absolutely.
And, if you don't communicate where you are and how close you are to somebody, that's going to lead to a collision.
Yeah, communication very key in the game of volleyball.
Correct.
As that is just off the hands of number 2 of Riley there. That was Jasmine Watts. As it'll be number 3 back to serve for Michigan City. That is Alexis Sparks. As that just gets over, tips off the top of the net, but able to keep it alive is Michigan City. Probably looking to get it over, hit her with the little fake there.
And Michigan City's coming out of the break here to take a commanding 5-point lead. We'll see if the Wildcats have an answer here.
As again, Sparks back. And way up in the air, pops off Morgan Kropp of Riley. Able to get it back over, though, as the ball is still in play here. Big hit right in the corner.
An excellent hit there.
Yes,
from the Wolves.
As Michigan City finds themselves at an early lead here, 6-0. Riley still searching for their first point of the night here, of the night of this set. As that hits the antenna. The antenna
brought to us by Julie Fassett.
Yeah, able to bring out our terminologies here. As Sparks once again back to serve for Michigan City. They find themselves at a 7-0 advantage now over Riley. And good extension there, able to really get those hands out and get in there. But it does go out of bounds. Point, Michigan City.
And these Wolves, man, they're out to a commanding lead coming out of.
Absolutely. It looks like Riley will call a timeout. They kind of went out there and were on the ropes early. Looks like they're trying to maybe corral the troops back in here.
Right.
Isaac, I never thought that I would hear Disturbed here in the.
I really didn't either.
Good song though.
It's a great song.
It's a good one.
I think it's questionable playing it at a high school athletic.
I don't think so. It's a good one. It's a jam.
Just this song in particular. but then again, for now again, nowadays, more schools are starting to play more of, kind of like the, I don't know what you want to call it, but music with explicit words in it.
Yeah, they usually, I think, play the clean versions of it.
But yeah, that's why we see more and more clean versions of songs coming out because, for these athletic events, the schools want to get the students hype, so they play those clean versions of those songs, so it's a family-friendly environment.
As it looks like a good hit there, serve, for Michigan City. Good extension there again. Is really had to get up there to get that ball, but was able to do it and keep it in play as Riley will return it over to the Michigan City side.
A nice block there by the Wildcats.
Oh, and almost off the net, double hit, not able to get it. Point, first point, mind you, Riley, as that puts us at a 7-point lead here, 8-1. As Michigan City able to get it over there, and Michigan City looks like they're having a blast down there.
Yeah.
They're having a fun time playing, and a little bit of miscommunication there on the Riley side leads to another Michigan City point. As we mentioned, communication absolutely key in the game of volleyball. you're not communicating with your team, bad things can happen. We're talking, collisions, balls that could have been hit that just weren't. So definitely key here in this game, really every game. As number 2, just a little bit short, not able to get it over for Michigan City, as Riley will get another point there. 9-2 now the lead, 7-point lead for Michigan City. As Morgan Kropp, number 8, back to serve for Riley here. Good serve. Ooh, and almost blocked there.
And that's going to get the Wolves lead back to 8 here in set 3.
As they are out to serve here, Michigan City gets the serve. Able to get it over is Riley. Just tipped it off the top of the net there.
And 7-point lead for the Wolves here. And this one, looking at the scoreboard, it's easier because Michigan City's the home team, and on the scoreboard here, you guys can't see it on the stream, but we can. It's labeled Mishawaka.
Yeah, so MM. Right.
MM is, it's easier to figure it out.
Not to be confused with Marshall Mathers, but MM, as it looks like Michigan City will be out here to serve. You like that one, didn't you, Isaac?
I did. Who says sports commentators can't be funny?
Exactly. Number 1, Reese Shirley there with the serve. Not able to get it over is Riley as that bounces off the net, giving Michigan City another point. 12-3 here is your score. Shirley once again back to serve.
And the Wolves are just 13 points away now from moving on to the semifinals. Well, they will face either Plymouth or Mishawaka.
And again, that is Saturday. Mishawaka Network will be here to bring you the coverage of that, as it should be quite some good games coming up here.
And the action starts at 11 o'clock with the first game, and then immediately following will be the second game, and then later that evening, and I believe I want to say it's 5, 6, or 7 will be the sectional championship.
Absolutely, and it looks like it's going to be a great night of volleyball.
Oh, yeah.
As some miscommunication by Riley there once again leads to a Michigan City point, as they're going to need to get it over on this hit, and they do.
And coming in here, we've seen some great volleyball tonight, and we have 2 great teams that are going to be playing tomorrow, as Mishawaka and LaPorte will be. Mishawaka and Plymouth, who will not play today. They got lucky and drew the bye.
Absolutely.
But we're in for some very good games tomorrow.
Absolutely. Saturday. Or is it tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Oh, so they do play tomorrow then?
No, they play Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
Did I say tomorrow?
I think I was right, and then I just confused myself.
That happened.
Thank you very much. Shout out to the staff here.
Yeah, shout out to the staff
here,
giving us free food.
As good play there by Riley, able to keep it up in the air. And just doesn't have the carry there. As it looks like Michigan City will once again get the lead. I believe this is the largest margin of score we've seen here tonight between Riley and Michigan City, is a 17-3. And able to just keep it in. Riley gets a point. 17-4 here.
And, if you look at the Riley sideline, it looks like they're just out of it in this third set.
Yeah, we were down 2 sets.
Yeah.
A big lead here. It can get discouraging sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think their heart has been evident here tonight.
Yeah.
I think they haven't stopped.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from them.
No,
it's just
absolutely. And a good block there by Riley.
But I think it's just starting to hit them a little early, or that realization that your season's about to come to an end tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And it would have been nice to have followed this
Right.
team throughout the entire season and see where they've gone. You build a connection with the teams. For us, Mishawaka, when you're watching every game, you really want to watch them, and you hope they do good. And so we wish the best for both of these teams going forward, as we've seen some really incredible volleyball here tonight.
Right. And you come out here, you play your heart out, and it doesn't matter the score, but as long as you tried your best. This is gonna sound a little cheesy, but as long as you come out here and gave your best effort, that's got to be a win in somebody's book.
Absolutely, and Riley really kind of on a roll here so far,
Yeah.
18-6. Now this would be a comeback, Isaac.
This would definitely be a comeback for, even though if they win just this one set, just this comeback would be amazing to see.
This would be worth the price of admission indeed.
And we might have just given ourselves an announcer's jinx there.
Uh-oh.
But that was a great play by Riley.
I don't know. It seems like the block party might be coming back to fruition there, as that was a good block up front by Riley, getting another point. I think that's 4 straight now, 18-7 here. Michigan City still with the big lead, but should be interesting to see what happens with Riley here.
And they're gonna blow the whistle. I'm not sure what the call is there. I'm not familiar with all of the referee hand signals, just the common ones.
Absolutely, we're learning.
We're learning.
We're
learning. We're students of the game, Evan.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power, Isaac. Knowledge is power.
That's right.
As that will be, I believe, Riley's point. As I looked away again for a half second.
Yeah, volleyball is just so fast-paced, you can't look away.
It is. As it'll be Riley serving. That was number 13. Let's see here, number 13, Allison Pfluger. You think I would learn the names by now, but so many names tonight,
And the Wildcats are going to get another point here off of an awkward hit. Or never mind, they called something on the floor. As I'm talking about looking away, I looked away myself there for a second and missed the call.
It happens.
That ball might have gone out. It had been not interfered with. Nice tip. Ball goes out of bounds. And the Wolves' lead is cut to 10 points.
As Riley will be back to serve here.
Ball finds the ground, and the scoreboard reads 21-9, but I think it should be 20-9, as I think a scoreboard error happened at some point, and it just hasn't been corrected yet.
Yeah, it seems like they might be trying to figure that out here. No, looks like it's correct. It's gonna go with it as Michigan City number 2 back to serve here. Good save there by Riley's Morgan Kropp.
And ball goes out of bounds. Point Michigan City, and that will leave the Wolves with 3 points to go to move on to the sectional semifinals.
And a big hit here, right off the top of the net. As number 12 with a big serve, or hit, I'm getting confused now. Right there, over there in the corner, good ball placement, 23-9.
And the Wolves are 2 points away from moving on to play either Mishawaka or Plymouth. But the Wildcats say, hold up, we're not done yet, as they get a point there.
As it looks like number 8, Morgan Kropp, will be back to serve for Riley. Again, incredible job to all the crew here tonight from Mishawaka Network. Just really doing an incredible job, making it possible here for us to stream this.
Us here at the Mishawaka Network, we work. I don't mean to toot our own horns or anything, but it takes so much, and we've really been blessed to have the equipment that we do have that, makes us able to do these events. So, it's just a great environment, and it's a great place to be, and it's a great thing to do.
Absolutely. As we are here for the match point, 24-10, Michigan City on their way to winning the third and final match here, assuming they get this point here, as they go out of bounds, and they will.
And that will give Michigan City the win here, as they will move on to the sectional semifinals Saturday.
Absolutely great.
Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely, and a great job by Riley, showing so much heart out here, playing hard.
Right.
So before we get off again, great job by the Mishawaka Network. Tomorrow, the Backyard Brawl.
Backyard Brawl, baby.
High school game day.
High school game
it's
day.
gonna be packed full of excellent events. So come out to Mishawaka, watch Penn versus Mishawaka football, and again join us on Saturday night as we will continue here with sectionals. Thank you guys and good night.